Second grade mathematicians. Today for our math practice, we're going to be working on something called fact families. So I've got this slide up here just to help us with our learning today. So first things first is I want you to think about, well, what is a fact family, right? So a fact family is a group of math facts using the same numbers. Now, this image over here might look familiar to you from first grade, and we're going to be using a model or a frame that looks just like this in order to make our fact families today. So let's look at our targets today, mathematicians. So two targets that we're going to think about today. The first one is I can make a fact family using three numbers. Okay, I can think about that in my math brain. The second thing I'm going to think about is I can check my work to make sure each equation is true. That means when I go to make these fact families today, I really need to think about, as I put these numbers in here, is the equation true? Or is it equal on both sides of that equal sign? Okay, mathematicians, let's get started right away with these three numbers that I've chosen here, which are 2, 9, and 7. What I want you to think about first is just organizing your numbers. I'm going to grab a marker quickly here so that I can write right on here with you. I want you guys to just watch the first time, and then on the next one, you're going to do one with me. Okay, so let's organize our numbers, mathematicians. I'm thinking about 2, 9, and 7, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the largest number up top. So I'm going to write a 9 in here. I'm going to write my 7 here, and I'm going to write my 2 here. So that's just helped me think about, okay, what are the three numbers I'm going to be using today? How am I going to use these numbers in 2 addition facts and 2 subtraction facts? Okay, I'm going to start with addition first. I'm going to think about what I know about these three numbers. Well, right away, my brain can see that 7 plus 2 does indeed equal 9. So I see that I used the 7, the 2, and the 9. I didn't bring any other numbers into my equation. I can think about 7, count on 7, 8, 9, and then I know that that equation is true. Okay, now I see my frame has another addition equation. Okay, so I'm going to think now about the turnaround fact for 7 plus 2. All right, I know in addition, I can flip my numbers around and I'm going to get the same sum. So now I can come through in here and say, okay, well, 2 plus 7 also equals 9. All right, so I'm feeling good. I've got my 2 addition facts. Now, mathematicians, I'm ready to think about subtraction. So yesterday in math, we practiced counting on and counting back on a number line. Well, now I have to think about how can I create a subtraction problem using just these three numbers? Well, I know right away my 9 is going to go here. Of course, if we were in class, I would ask you why. So I want you to think about why would my math brain want to put this biggest number here? Think about it for a minute. Okay, so I know when I'm subtracting, I'm going to start with this bigger number and I'm going to take something away from it. Well, I know I need to work with 7 and 2, so I'm going to think about 9 minus 2. Okay, so I'm going to think 9, I'm going to count back 2 in my head, 9, 8, 7. Okay, that makes sense, that checks out. And then I'm going to come down here. Okay, this is my last equation for my fact family. It's my last one. I've already done 9 minus 2 equals 7. I know in subtraction, I can't flip these numbers around because I can't do 2 minus 9, right? Because if I only have 2, I can't take anything away from it. Okay, so I'm going to X that out because that's not where I need to head today, right? So, I got it. Now I need to do 9 minus 7, which must equal 2, but I'm going to check my work. So I'm going to start at 9. I'm going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, sweet. I started at 9, counted back 7, and I got 2. Okay, so second graders, I'm going to come back to my target. My target says I can make a fact family using 3 numbers. Well, hey, I'm going to check that off because I just did that. I can check my work to make sure each equation is true. Second graders, I did that target while I was working today. So while I was working, I checked each equation as I went, and oh, I know that that is true also. Okay, second graders, now we're going to do some practice together. So we're going to do 5, 3, and 8 together. And instead of drawing this big house with all of these boxes and things, I want you to write this. So first thing you're going to do is grab out your whiteboard. And then next, you're going to write a space for 2 addition equations and 2 subtraction equations. And second graders, please feel free to pause this video to go get your supplies, okay? Because I'm going to jump right in. So if you need to grab your whiteboard, you want to hit pause. Okay, so first things first, let's organize ourselves. The numbers I'm being asked to look at are 5, 3, and 8. Okay, so in my house, I'm going to put my numbers in up here just like I did on the practice. You on your whiteboards may write them above in a triangle if you'd like to. Second graders, thanks for being patient with my number writing. It's very hard to write numbers with a mouse. I think some of you have experienced that. Okay, second graders, so I know the first thing I want to do is an addition equation. So I'm going to think about 5, 3, and 8 and what I could come up with for an addition problem. I'm going to give you a second to do that on your own, and then you can check your work with mine. So if I think about adding 5 and 3, I can pop that 5 in my first line and 3 in my second. I can think about 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? So that equals 8, that checks out. And I checked my work as I went, right? Now I know with addition, I can flip these guys right around and do a turnaround fact. That is a 3, it looks a little silly. I'm going to leave it. So now I'm switching 5 plus 3 equals 8 into a turnaround fact. 3 plus 5 equals 8. I know when I do turnaround facts, I get the same sum because I have the same amount. I'm just switching it. Okay, next I need to think about these, next I need to think about these subtraction equations. I'm not going to use any new numbers. I'm still going to use 5, 3, and 8. Okay, I'm going to remember what we did before, and I'm going to start with that biggest number here. Ooh, I'm proud of that 8 I just wrote. I'm getting better. Okay, so now I'm going to start with this first one, and I'm going to think, okay, 8 minus 3 must equal 5. I'm going to put it in here, but I'm going to check it. So 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh, that checks out. Checking my work as I go. And then, okay, so then that tells me then that 8 minus 5 must be 3. I'm going to check it before I write it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, it checks out. Okay, so second graders, on your whiteboards, you would be writing these same equations inside your lines. So yours would look like this. Of course, you're writing with a whiteboard marker. I'm writing on my screen. But as you can see, those equations are going to look just the same, just in a different form, okay? And then, of course, your subtraction will go down here. Okay, second graders, make sure you check your work with mine. Hopefully you're feeling good, check mark good about this. I can make a fact family using 3 numbers. I can also check my work to make sure that my equations are true. And that's why I gave myself 2 checks there, because I'm feeling pretty good about that right now. All right, friends, last practice on our own before you're going to go off and do some work on Seesaw for me. So right now I want you to use the numbers 4, 5, and 9 to create a fact family. So you're going to erase your board. You want to write your 4 equations, so 2 addition, 2 subtraction. While you're doing that, I'm going to organize myself up here with my 3 numbers, 4, 5, and 9. Okay, so second graders, first things first, let's do these addition problems. Think about what numbers you could pair together that would make a true statement. I'm going to start with this. So if you're feeling stuck, you can look at mine and then think about how we would continue this. Okay, so I know from first grade that 5 plus 4 equals 9. That's also a near doubles fact. I can do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that checks out. I can flip this guy around. I know it's still going to equal 9. And then I'm ready to think about subtraction. So I'll give you a minute to think about your subtraction problems using just 9, 4, and 5. Remember, we're not bringing new numbers in here. And I'm going to help you out with these 9s here. Okay, so now I'm going to think about 9 minus 5. Okay, that must equal 4, but I'm going to check to be sure that my thinking's correct. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, that checks out. And now I'm going to think about 9 minus 4, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Awesome. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds to finish writing and then also to check your work with mine. Okay, and then I'm going to show you your practice for today. So second graders, I'm going to flip back to these targets. I want you to think about today how you can make a fact family using 3 numbers and how you can also check your work to make sure each equation is true. So as we work through our practice today, I want you guys to remember that, okay? So I'm going to take you now to Seesaw. So if we look at our Seesaw activity for today, it's called Fact Families Addition and Subtraction. When you go into Seesaw today, you're going to see this template here with numbers for you. You're going to draw or write those numbers in the bottom boxes. You can also type them in if you would like to. And then you're going to make each of these true. And second graders, you have 2 templates to complete today. So you've got these on the first page and then these on the second page. Notice those numbers changed, okay? So second graders, this is going to be what you're going to turn in today so that I can understand or see that you know how to make a fact family using 3 different numbers, okay? I can't wait to see your good work today, mathematicians.